Now the U.S. has tested its missile defense system, successfully by the way, and President Trump says all options are on the table with North Korea following that country's latest missile launch that flew over Japan last week. Ralph Peters is with us, Fox News military analyst. The slightest mistake, it's on a knife edge, the slightest mistake, and we're at war, is that right?
Yes, it is. You're absolutely right. And the greatest problem, I think, on the Korean side, is that Kim Jong-un now thinks he can get away with anything because for decades there's been no response from us. We keep doing these flyovers and military drills, but non-kinetic displays of force just don't impress him anymore. It's a boy who cried wolf scenario.
He thinks we're afraid to fire the first shot.
Yes, he thinks he's got us. Yes. And so this missile launch over Japan, that was a huge step forward or backward, as the case may be. That verges on an active war. And when you start talking about launching missiles toward Guam, their missiles aren't terribly accurate. And if they hit Guam by accident, we must respond militarily. But for me, the bottom line is simple, Stuart. We've deluded ourselves for decades by believing that China is going to ride to the rescue. North Korea is China's only military ally. China sees us as the long-term enemy. What's their goal? Strategic hegemony in the Pacific. And we think they're going to help us? Good luck.
The bottom line is, we don't know what's going to happen next, but we do know that we're on the knife edge. That's where we are, is it not?
Yeah, and the only other thing we know, the grown-ups know, is we cannot allow Kim Jong-un to have the nuclear capability to strike the United States in force.
That's the grown-ups know that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't.
Yes.
And don't want to worry about it and don't want to go anywhere near it.
That's indeed the case.
Okay, I've got to talk to you about what we've been seeing all week long. Frankly, I think it's America at its best. The people of Texas coming together like this with the Cajun Navy and this rescue, you've got a smile on your face, and so have I. I'm proud to be an American today.
They are great. The Cajun Navy, obviously, part Andy Jackson, part Jean Lafitte. They're just terrific people, but it's not just the Cajun Navy. There's so many other people out there helping.
Right.
It is America at its best, and Stuart, these are the people Hillary Clinton called the deplorables.
Ooh, you bring up a sore point with me, because that really rankled me when I heard that comment, the basket
I come from the deplorables.
Yeah. And I am probably... No, I'm not a deplorable. I am not a deplorable.
Well, I've heard there have been various times in your life when women have accused you of being deplorable, but that's a secret.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That charming British accent.
Look, I was going to promote your book, which I happen to have read from cover to cover. It's titled Judgment at Appomattox. It's your best. You know that,
Thank
don't
you.
It's
Stuart, I love you because you read books. And I really love you because you read my books.
Yeah, this is the fifth in a series about the Civil War, isn't it?
Yes.
I think it's the fifth.
It is the fifth in a cycle from Gettysburg to Appomattox. And right now, I mean, if people don't want to buy it, fine. Get it from the library and read it. But when I listen to this nonsensical screaming match between left-wing activists and the extreme right, it's clear to me that neither side knows what they're talking about. They haven't a clue.
Well said.
These are rich, complex characters fighting for a variety of motives and their vision of America. And at least learn before you start tearing down statues.
Well said, young man. Well said. It was a great book, by the way. I liked it.
Thank you.
All right, Ralph. Thanks a lot. Good stuff.